cow, mini cow, mini cow. I'm back to cow again. You see what I'm talking about? That that shit's gotta change. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about something that I've been struggling with my entire life, my weight. The idea of trying to lose weight is not something that I'm new to. I've been alive for 22 years and easily I've been spending the last 15 to 17 years trying to lose weight. Mind you, I did it successfully a couple of times, but it was all very temporary. It felt great. I just couldn't hold on to it. And honestly, I think that's because I did not work on the root cause. I was working on the surface level, and that worked for a while. And now I'm just tired. I can't try again and fail again. I'm going to dive deeply into my history and identify the root cause of try my best to put an end to all of this. Let me attempt to explain the graphic I just showed you. So on top, we have my years of life split into there. So I was born in 2001 and now we are in 2023. And on the y-axis, use cow as the frame of reference to my body size. A small cow, a big cow. Coming back to the early years, when I was a kid, I was pretty normal sized. From the ages of like 5 to 10, I was like inexplicably blowing up. Like I was gaining a whole lot of weight and I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. So that's this condition where this gland in your body does not produce enough thyroid, responsible for controlling your entire body's metabolism and function. Lack of thyroid, everything else went to hell. I was fairly active and my food was like okayish, but still I was gaining weight because of all this hypothyroidism and my shit metabolism. I got extremely big as a kid, and this is where it really started. My parents are trying to help me out by restricting food groups, and that's where I started developing shame around eating certain types of foods, certain quantities, and eating in front of people. And I feel like that's where the whole relationship with food started tanking, and I started developing the binge eating disorder. Life was not great at that point. Everybody is against you. You're overweight, you're getting bullied, everywhere you're getting judged, getting unsolicited advice from other people, trying to tell you to be thin. It's not like I don't want to, it's just I am trying. Ironically, the only thing I could count on during those hard times that never let me down was food. That vicious cycle that's forming, it's like you feel bad and then you eat more because of it, but then eating more is what's causing you to feel bad. And I was trapped. It was the first time I was leaving home. I was leaving to college. I actually got the freedom to experiment different diets, different eating habits, everything of that sort. This is around the time that I found and learned about intermittent fasting. I tried it out. It seemed to really work on me. Like I was seeing the physical results and I was feeling much better. And I just kept pushing the intermittent fasting. It started with around 8 hours of fasting, and then I kept pushing myself. I was seeing results, and the physical pain subsided, mental clarity, everything was better. It was just amazing. I was feeling like a boss, and I ended up actually pushing it to an OMAD. It stands for only one meal a day. However, my binge eating was still prevalent during this time. I still remember I used to set aside cheat days where I would just stuff anything that I would see and get my hands on into my mouth. Like there was no remorse. So guilty, so full, so nauseous, but I would still stuff myself. However, my actual deficit from all the intermittent fasting was so large that I ended up losing weight on this. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I have it all figured out. The 15-year struggle is going to end. OMAD, intermittent fasting, and binge eating in between is the solution. What I did not realize at the time was the amount of mental energy that was being used up in just resisting eating all day long. This loophole was exposed, things were getting harder at school. I had to put in more effort there, and again, the only coping mechanism I had at the time to deal with stress or anything difficult in life was food. So I went running back and gained back everything that I thought I'd lost. Even at this point, I did not think of binge eating as a setback. I hadn't really identified binge eating cycle. I just thought it was a stressful time. You had to cut back on other things and a little too much to eat and you gain back your weight. So I didn't really attribute it to the binge eating, and I was still convinced that I had figured the way out. This was the period where I actually discovered going to the gym and lifting weights as a form of exercise. Any weight I lost prior to this was solely through cardio, and walking was my choice of cardio. So, technically, in the past, I was getting skinnier, but I wasn't getting healthier. I was still skinny fat. All of this happened during the COVID lockdown, so I had a lot of time and mental energy that I could allocate to restricting my diet. So, I was back on a restrictive diet, but I was consistently hitting the gym. So there was some sense of progress. Again, because it was a highly restrictive diet, the binging came in without no control. But something very peculiar happened this time. This excessive, uncontrolled binging somehow led to a tremendous boost in performance in the gym. And I sort of positively correlated. For a while, it was amazing. I was gaining more muscle than I was gaining fat. I was having a great time. My physique was beautifully improving, and then I crossed that threshold where you can bulk by eating in excess, and then it just skyrocketed into a dirty bulk. And yeah, and all that uncontrolled binging is has gotten me back to square one, back to being fat and ashamed. I think it's time to address the elephant in the room. And no, I'm not talking about me. Binge eating has definitely been the arch enemy of my life. It has been hiding in the shadows for so long. Well, not really hiding, it's just that I failed to look at what was right under my eyes. But now that I see it, I think I'm going to take a different approach to working towards a healthier lifestyle. It's no longer going to be focused towards getting to a weight in terms of a number as quickly as possible, rather, fixing this horrible relationship with food that I have built. I have no idea how I'm going to go about doing this, but I'm just glad that I identified it and I've taken the first step towards fixing this. Well, there was a lot to unpack in this video. I'm glad I got it off my chest. I feel a lot better. And yeah, I'm thinking of trying to document this process to the best of my ability and put it out in the world, because I do understand that this issue is not something that is very unique to me. I know everybody would be going through this, and if it helps even one other person, I feel like I would have done my job. So, thank you guys for sitting through this. Stay tuned for the updates, and hopefully, I can make it through this challenge.